What's up everyone, it's Alex, and if you're new here, welcome to my channel, Conscious Personal Growth. Now, for something a little bit different, here's my 30-day NoFap results. The highs, the lows, the benefits, and the challenges. Alright, now just a brief bit of background on where I am in my journey for context. I have been on and off this lifestyle for a couple of years now. About 3 years ago, I came out of an almost decade-long relationship, and a few months later, I discovered the whole NoFap semen retention concept and started my first streak. And when I say streak, I mean periods of complete abstinence, usually between dates or seeing different people. Some being maybe 15 or 10 or 15 days long, and some being more like 25, 35 days long. And the longest I got to was 75 days before I met someone and, well, things happened. And it was on that longest streak when I really discovered what happens when you're relatively deep into holding your sexual energy. Now, I know some people have done like 300 days plus monk mode, but that's not me yet, and I don't know if it ever will be, but I can assure you I felt some pretty profound energy moving through my body and inspirational sparks or downloads from the universe or whatever you want to call them when transmuting this sexual energy into creative potential. So fast forward till just recently. Just over a month ago, I came out of a relationship and I'd been really wanting to go on this channel and build it and grow it and bring more value to people like you. So I thought, what a better opportunity than now to start another streak and channel that energy into my creative endeavors to manifest more of what I want in my life and contribute to the world to the best of my ability. And it's been about 30 days so far, so what's happened? Well, I don't want to sugarcoat things, so I want to be real with you guys. So first of all, I'm going to share with you some of the challenges before we get into the benefits. So the first week or so was going really well, feeling fresh, feeling alive, and then on day 9 I felt this sudden rush of anger or frustration in the form of like heat in the body. Now, I'm a pretty mindful person, you might say, so I recognized this was happening and tried my best, to observe it. But I'm not superhuman yet. And for a couple of seconds, I had this playful moan at a good friend while simultaneously saying, look, this is just the NoFap frustration coming out. And, I was laughing about it at the same time. Now, I very rarely complain about anything in the sense of complaining for the sake of complaining. It's my personal philosophy to more or less never do that. And so, I'm not at all angry or resentful at my ex-partner either. So all I can say is that I felt some of that built up energy rising to the surface. I was maybe a bit unbalanced at the time. So it manifested as a hot, frustrated kind of feeling. And with my awareness, it dissolved in a few hours. And that's what you have to do in those situations, is just have mindful body awareness. Observe the sensations in the body and try not to let them take over your mind and control your thinking, and then, watch them slowly dissolve. And then around day 10 or 12, I guess what they call in the NoFap community, flatlined, because I was absolutely exhausted. For a couple of days, it felt like the atmosphere was like made of mud or something, and I was just trying to like push through it every time I wanted to move. Now, I don't know if this was a flatline symptom or if maybe I just got ill. As since being fully plant-based, whenever I get a cold or some kind of infection, which isn't very often, so far I seem to be pretty much symptomless in the sense that I don't get much of a runny nose or a sore throat or anything like that, but I just feel pretty lethargic until it clears. So, it could have just been that. Now, for the positives. As I started my streak, the energy and vitality just kind of ramped up and up towards the end of the first week. And that weekend I went to an event where I talk to the public and I do some one-to-one sort of discussions and teachings, and I just felt like I was on fire. All the words and all the concepts and ideas that I needed just seemed to be there and instantly accessible in my mind. And I was actually really tired from a long day working, so I didn't know how I was going to perform. But once I got into it, the words and the concepts just flew out, and I seemed to enter one of those high energy flow states where everything is just coming together perfectly, everyone's responding really well, and everything's, well, just like a little bit magical. And I've had a few more of those states since. In the last few weeks, it appears that whilst holding my sexual energy, it's like my brain becomes this well-oiled machine. And this is well documented within the NoFap movement and various spiritual cultures throughout history. You often get access to a more energized form of intelligence, better ideas, eloquence, creativity, wit, poise, and big picture thinking. So that's another reason for anyone who hasn't tried it yet to start this journey. Now, another thing is, I noticed that my beard and hair will grow faster or fuller or something. Either way, I'm not just imagining it. It's like my beard and hair fills out really quickly, and I swear that on my longer streaks, I've actually seen like my hairline grow in a little bit, like new hairs actually growing where they usually stop, which is good if you want more hair, but I guess not so good if you want easy beard maintenance or to go cheaper on haircuts because, well, it's out of control pretty quickly. Either way, there must be some hormonal thing going on there. And the other thing I noticed, which seemed to be a lot more pronounced this time, is that I just seem to want things less. It's like I have less desire for the things that I don't really need. I've been feeling that when I do eat, I seem to be much more satisfied with very simple flavors or food staples. Usually I like to mix it up and cook a wider variety of dishes with a wider variety of intenser flavors. And this is of course, enjoyable, and I will always enjoy it. But recently I've been finding a lot of satisfaction in very simple foods, fruits and vegetables and nuts and seeds, without going overboard on the seasoning. And when I drink, I've been usually completely happy with just like filtered water or a straight black coffee, whereas usually I might get the odd craving for something a bit sweeter, like a milky coffee or flavored water. And this has been good because I've been trying to lose fat and lean out at the moment, so the lowered calorie intake is getting me closer to my goals a lot faster. Another effect of being a few weeks or a few months into a streak is that I have less mental noise. I've been lucky enough to have absorbed a few teachings over the years that have taught me to disidentify from the mental narrative. So a lot of the time I'm not seeing the voice in my head as me per se. It's rather just an aspect of me, and the root of my being is the one who observes it. So being in that observer position a lot of the time has me notice how active the voice in my head is. And whilst being deeper into a streak of abstinence and whilst feeling balanced, it seems to be a lot quieter and pulls me into stories a lot less. So that's why some people who are into this talk about transcending the ego, which means finding this is a catalyst to disidentifying from obsessive thinking and stepping into awareness. And just one more thing I thought I'd see more of, but I haven't yet, and that is strength gains and extra energy at the gym. Now, this could well be because I've been eating less and maybe I just need a few more bananas before a workout. But conversely, I can't quite remember when the extra strength gains kicked in last time, so I might just have to wait a few days or weeks for that to really happen, and well, I'm looking forward to it. So now, what do I expect in the coming weeks? Possibly more ups, possibly more downs, but overall I'm expecting to feel surges of energy and vitality. When I was on my longest streak, it's like all of that pleasure sensation that you'd usually experience and release during an orgasm seems to slowly seep out and manifest itself over a drawn out period of time in just day-to-day experience, and it's a really nice feeling. So, if you're new to this channel, welcome. I make videos sharing with you strategies for personal transformation unified with spiritual awareness. And if you're interested in this whole NoFap brahmacharya path, then check out my video on how to transmute sexual energy into creative potential, which will come up on the end screen. But apart from that, please consider subscribing and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on any new videos on conscious personal growth. Peace.